YouTube team, keep it clean. What's going on? It's Ingraven here with another video. And in this video, we here to talk about the game we just finished watching between the Chiefs and the Seahawks. First and foremost, let me apologize because I did not think this game was going to be that good. I don't know why. Maybe because I think it's just because I was so focused on this weekend. I was just so focused and worried about the Ravens and Chargers game, and then the Steelers and Saints game, and then the Colts and Giants game, and then the Titans and Redskins game, and then the Texans and Eagles game. I was worried about all of those and the outcomes of those and the playoff implications it would have on my team, that this was a game that I kind of like. When they said it was going to be on Sunday Night Football, I was like, okay, like whatever. But this is a really good game. First and foremost, Patrick Mahomes, oh, God, that guy is special, man. That guy is special. He is a special, special quarterback. He is a special, special football player. That guy is he's special, man. He is special. He is a beast. A beast. The stuff that this guy does while he's on the run, throwing across his body, throwing to the opposite side of the field, just the accuracy, the velocity, the power, the consistency. He's amazing. But so is Russell Wilson. So is Russell Wilson. And Russell Wilson, again, when I always say this every time we talk about the Seahawks, and sometimes I can be guilty of it myself, but whenever people talk about the top quarterbacks, Russell Wilson's name is not mentioned enough. It's not mentioned enough. During this game, they showed Sierra. She had a little Seahawks hat, and she was sitting in the press box, and they showed Sierra. She was bored. She was bored. She was sitting there like this. And they kept the camera on her for a while, too. I'm like, wow, come on, NBC, y'all really going to do Russell Wilson like that? She was bored. She was not enjoying herself. So then Russell Wilson, when he went to the sideline, and you know how they be looking at the iPad and stuff, he was looking at the iPad, but he was actually on NBCSports.com, and he was watching the game, and he saw that little highlighter when they showed Sierra, and he said, oh, hold up. Okay, she's bored. I got something for her. What did he do? This dude, he got tired of everybody talking about the Patrick Mahomes no-look pass that he did against yours truly. I got tired of hearing about it. Everybody else did too. So Russell Wilson said, you know what? Anything he can do, this young kid, I think I can do it better. I think I can do it better. And Russell Wilson, I think it was the touchdown pass that he threw to Ed Dixon. Oh, boy, that was the no-look pass right there. And whoo, that was fire, man. It was fire. But Russell Wilson is just a monster, man. And again, Russell Wilson, one of the reasons why you got to put him up there with some of the best quarterbacks is because he's getting it done with guys that are like his height. Russell Wilson like 5'10", 5'11". His receivers, Tyler Lockett, 5'11". Doug Baldwin, 6 feet. He ain't got no giants at wide receiver. He got little guys just like him, but they get it done. They don't make excuses like, oh man, well, we're so short and we're so small compared to all these other guys in the league. They don't do none of that stuff, man. They don't do none of that stuff. They just get the job done. And that's what you got to do. Russell Wilson gets the job done. He's a quarterback. Patrick Mahomes is up there. Russell Wilson is up there. And it's a few other guys too. But they're a quarterback that you know, even if you got no running game. If you're a one-dimensional team, those are guys that you can rely on to keep your team in the game. They are going to make plays with their legs. They're going to make plays with their arm, of course. They're going to make plays on the run. They are going to create opportunities for your team to still be in the game. And Russell Wilson, I love the way that when it was still a one-score game, I love the way that the Seahawks closed. They closed. They weren't just running clock. They weren't just doing a bunch of running plays. They were throwing that ball. And then that throw with Doug Baldwin, was it Doug Baldwin? I believe it was. Well, first, earlier in the drive, it was Tyler Lockett. He made a big boy catch. And then later on in that same drive, sorry, I got something in my eye, Doug Baldwin, he made a huge catch on the 1 yard line. Then the Seahawks punched it in. And that was the game. The Chiefs did get a touchdown. They did get a touchdown, but then they tried to go for the onside kick. And that was all she wrote. So, whew. But you know what? Something that I saw about this game, It must be nice to be a Chiefs or a Chiefs or a Seahawks fan right now, because they played this game while this game it guaranteed the Seahawks to make the playoffs now. Both teams could have lost this game and they would have been just fine. Because they said the Seahawks could have lost this game, and as long as they won next week, they don't need any other help. But as long as they won next week, they'd be in the playoffs. The Chiefs, they could have lost this game. Well, they did lose the game, and they already in the playoffs. Them and the Chargers just got to fight it out another week. So it's just going to be another week where this is another team that can't rest their starters. AFC, look, AFC can't. Nobody in AFC can rest their starters. Straight up, we've been having too much problems. I don't think it's anybody that's set right now. Like the 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6 seed. Well, yeah, they're not even set right now. They're not set. They are not set right now. So it's a lot that could change. Hopefully with the number 4 seed, it doesn't change unless Ravens move up to number 3 or something, or number 2. It will take a few things to happen, but not unreasonable things. But we'll see when we get there. But with the AFC is just wild. It's wild. It's like nobody wants to hold it down. It's just wild. But the Chiefs, they play the Raiders next week. Oh, who do the Chargers play? I don't even know who the Chargers play. I got to look it up. But the Seahawks, they play the Cardinals next week. So Seahawks, they started off a little bit rocky early in the season, but they picked it up. And they have things have been obviously going a lot better for them. They didn't have a chance to really catch the Rams in the division, but they still brought it. And they've been doing enough to get in the playoffs, and now they're in. And Seahawks, they haven't been since, it's been, 2 years since Seahawks been in the playoffs? I think it's been 2 years. Because they ain't make it last year. Has it been 2 years? I don't remember, but either way. Congratulations, Seahawks fan. You guys are officially in the playoffs. Must be nice going into week 17 already knowing, like, hey, we in the dance. We in the dance. We don't know that feeling yet. Because my Ravens are right there. We're right there. But one more game. But anyway, this was a game that both teams' pass rush was doing pretty good. The Seahawks were roughing up Patrick Mahomes, and the Chiefs' pass rush was roughing up Russell Wilson. I feel like Patrick Mahomes got roughed up a little bit more than Patrick Wilson did, but still, both of them were getting hit. Both teams were taking some shots. Both quarterbacks, even though they both were getting beat up, they were still making plays happen because that's just how they do. Again, like I said, both of these two guys, they gets it done. They gets it done. And they are a huge reason why both of their teams have so much success. And more so Russell Wilson, since he's been doing this for a little minute. Russell Wilson, no matter what the roster is, no matter how bad the offensive line is, Russell Wilson still makes no excuse and still always performs at a high level. Always. Seahawks they got a real good quarterback in him, man. And I'm so glad. I know we're going back, like throwback, but I'm so glad how everything turned out when they did draft him. I believe they drafted him in the 3rd round, I think, from, Wisconsin? Not Wisconsin. Was it Wisconsin? Whatever, it don't even matter. But with Russell Wilson, the Seahawks, when they had signed Matt Flynn to like a $30 million deal, something like that. He was a backup quarterback for the Packers. Aaron Rodgers got hurt like he always does. And Matt Flynn came in the game and threw like 5 touchdowns. So then there were some people talking about, hey, well, maybe it's the system. Maybe they got one of those Patriot systems. But Matt Flynn, the Seahawks signed Matt Flynn to that deal, and he was supposed to be their starter for the Seahawks. And then Russell Wilson, they drafted him, and he was a backup. But I love the fact, and you see how it's paid off for them in the long run. I love the fact that the Seahawks, they didn't just follow the money. And it's paid off for them huge with their team over the year, ever since Russell Wilson's been there. They didn't follow the money. And when I say follow the money, they didn't continue to start Matt Flynn just because they paid him all that money. Because a lot of teams can be prideful. I've seen it. A lot of teams can be prideful. There can be somebody that's playing better but they're a backup and they're getting paid a lot less money, and teams will be like, oh, no, we can't bench our guy that we paid all this bread to. We can't do that. Teams are prideful. But the Seahawks weren't, and they won a Super Bowl, and they played in another one, and they had been competitive for a long time. But I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them. So I know Future's probably watching this, but Future got enough. He got enough problems and baby mamas and all that stuff anyway. Anyway, team, keep it clean. We out.